Every season the goal is to make the playoffs, and with a 35-7 win against DeSoto Central last Thursday night under Trent Hammond, we are now in the playoffs for the 7th consecutive year. And Coach, congratulations not only on the win, but getting that playoff berth.
Well, that's always good. You always want to end there, but that's not what we want. We've got a chance to actually move on and make some better things happen in the next couple of weeks, and that's what we want to do.
And what you're meaning, I assume, is you got a chance to win this division with 2 wins, or 2 games left and 2 wins. With
2 wins, and then it gets into a score thing, a tiebreaker thing. If we could get 2 wins, then you could possibly be there. With a win this Friday, we will be assured of a 3rd place, and then with a possibility the next week of either being 1st or 3rd. So we've got to take care of business this week first.
Let's look into this week's game at Horn Lake, back on the road, coming off 2 big wins. The defending state champions, but they lost a little bit off that team last year. How would you compare them right now to other teams that we've played so far?
Offensively, they've lost a little bit. Defensively, they're back. They're all there except the 5-star N'Kobe Dean, the linebacker they had last year, who's one of his starter at Georgia. Tells you how good he was. But they bring a defensive front that's really hard to deal with. They haven't given up a lot of points, and they started out kind of struggled early in the year, and now they found their groove and they're playing really, really good football. So we've got our hands cut out for us.
It's almost rinse and repeat. I mean, this is the same thing we talk about every week. And as a football coach, regardless of where you're at, that's what you want, is to get better every week.
You want to get better every week. I think we've done that in some places. I think there's still room for improvement for us, and we've got to come out and play a good ball game. It's got to be a clean ball game this time, because how good they are on defense is going to make points at a premium, and you can't have turnovers and put yourself in a bad bind this time. You're going to have to play clean and take advantage of your opportunities.
Speaking of turnovers, I thought our defense really did a good job with that against DeSoto Central. Even got Romero Hampton had a interception return 30 yards for a touchdown. I don't know if he could have gone 31, but he got every bit of that into the end.
Yeah, Coach Brian Robinson works that drill with Romero every week, the little tip-up drill. No, not really, but it worked out great for us. Romero's very athletic for a big guy. It was one of the big plays of the game. It kind of changed momentum a little bit for us there. We needed something good to happen, and so I'm proud for him.
It was 14-7, I think, at that time, and that gave us a big lift. Right?
It was 7-7 at that time, and then that play puts us up 14-7. We go into the half that way, and we're able to make some adjustments. And our staff did a really good job of that. And those, my assistants got in, made some adjustments. We came back, we were able to take control in the second half.
Almost had 300 yards rushing. Hayes, another big night with 184 and a touchdown. And McInnister, who we talked about last week, was such a great 1-2 punch. 90 yards, 2 touchdowns from him.
Yeah, our backs have run hard, but that's because Coach Keaton has nicknamed his O-line the Pancake Platoon, and they've opened up some really good holes for our guys over the last week. They've got a little flag that they wave, kind of showing some pride in their unit, and so they've been able to do that the last few weeks, and we're going to need them big on Friday.
And then offensively, we had the Ware to Wilson show on a nice touchdown pass that pretty much sealed the deal in the game.
That's what we were doing. They were given some things that was a tough to run in, a hard run box, and we were able to throw it over the top of them and make a good play there.
We've talked a lot about the big plays the offense made and then Hampton's interception, but you gave up 7 points, and that was it. I mean, really played well defensively.
Defense has done well the last few weeks. We gave up some at the end of the Lewisburg game, but this week defense held their own and kept out what I think is a very hard to defend DeSoto Central team.
Now, looking ahead, we got Horn Lake Friday night, Oxford next week. We talked a little bit about what these 2 wins could do. Explain the tiebreaker if it comes down to the tiebreaker. We got to win by 11. We got to win tomorrow and then win by 11 the following week.
Yeah, the first tiebreaker's head-to-head, and if you get a 3-way tie, which if we were capable of winning this week, then you win the Oxford game, that makes it a 3-way tie, and it goes to a point differential. And so at this point, Olive Branch has beaten us by 10, lost to Oxford by 10, so their points are at 0. Oxford is at +10 for having beat Olive Branch, and we're at -10.
Gotcha.
We have to win by more than 10 to take first. You know, anything less than 10 puts Oxford first, and we would come out as the third place team in that tiebreaker situation.
Gotcha. And the key to finishing first or second, obviously outside of winning the division, is you get to host first round of the playoffs.
First and second gets to host, third and fourth have to go on the road.
Gotcha. Now, Friday night, going back to the Horn Lake game, it's probably going to be the coldest game you guys have played in this year. Do you do anything different with that, or you just
Dress a little warmer.
Dress a little warmer.
You know, that's the big thing. It seems like every year the Horn Lake game is always cold. It doesn't matter. Coach Boyette and I were talking about that the other night on the phone. This week is going to be cold. It doesn't matter what last week is. It's always going to have a front come through, and this week will be cold. And so we'll have to be a little warmer. We have to, you know, stretch and make sure that you're ready to go and get yourself ready right at kickoff.
Now let's go back to last week. When I know we're just going back and forth and really no rhyme or reason to this week's show. You played a Thursday night game for the second time this year. How did that change? Did that change anything for your preparation on how you do things on Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Well, we just used Friday for our players as what we normally do on Sunday.
Okay.
Gave them the whole weekend off, and other than that, we're right back on schedule.
Probably good this late in the year, that little extra time off.
It was good. It was good for us as coaches, you know, to go ahead. I think moving a game like that, it's always good when you win, and it's always horrible when you lose. And so worked out well for us. We were able to get that day. Then we were able to come in and get our work without the kids being here. So we were able to go home a little earlier on Sunday than normal.
Nice. Well, it's hard to believe we're down to 2 games in the regular season. Big game Friday night at Horn Lake, and like we've always talked about, I know our fans will be there. They've traveled well all year, and these are 2 huge games left to be played.
These are 2 games. We need a lot of people to come out and follow us up there so we can kind of make this one a home game also.
Exactly. Well, Coach, good luck Friday night. For Gridiron Takes, I'm Greg Ellis.